For the first card, this is Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So we have the King of Wands. So I definitely like how we're starting here. We are basically getting the Aries card. So this is a strong, confident leader. Male or female, doesn't matter. Now, you guys are definitely embracing that confidence. You guys know that no matter how much you go through, you know that you will make it through. You know that nothing can keep you down for long. And this is a card of believing in yourself and knowing that you have the ability to be a leader. Some of you are already in leadership type of positions. Some of you are soon to be in leadership type of positions. And sometimes this can just be, like us being the leader of our pack, so to speak, You guys have this confidence that is very magnetic. It just like draws people in. So I like how we're starting. I like how you guys, no matter how much you guys have been through, you guys are not losing your confidence because you know that this too will pass. If I can make it through this, this, and that, I can make it through anything. So I'm loving how we're starting. Okay, so for the circumstances, we have the Five of Coins in the reverse position. So this card's definitely much better in the reverse position, but it definitely speaks of you guys have definitely gone through some financial difficulties, probably over the last month, maybe even a few months for some of you guys. But with the Five of Coins in reverse, this definitely shows that if you feel like you've been plagued with like bad luck or feeling like if it wasn't for, bad luck, I wouldn't have any at all. This is a card indicating that, luck is turning in your favor. So if you have been unemployed or having difficulty, finding a job or finding a job that you can tolerate, this is a good sign showing that financial opportunity could be coming your way. So especially along the lines of employment, maybe it's even going to be a position of leadership for some of you. So yes, luck is definitely turning in your favor now. And I'm definitely getting the vibe that this has been difficult. For some of you, because not every single person works. So for some of you, this could have been about issues within the home life. Sometimes this can be issues like, the home, the personal life within the home. Sometimes this is about feeling like we've been put out into the cold, and with it being in the reverse, so we are no longer out in the cold. Now, it is a 5, and just a glance at your guys' cards, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 5s that I can see right now. So this definitely speaks of a lot of transition. So this is definitely a transition type of month for you guys. So Yes, transitions can be difficult, but they typically give way to much better circumstances. And by the looks of this last card, it's going to turn things to a more positive, which is most welcome at this point. Okay, so it's clarified by the Six of Wands in reverse. So this is typically, we're going after a goal and we end up experiencing a lot of delays and frustrations. Sometimes it can appear that things are like at a complete standstill under this type of energy. It's very, very super frustrating. And so there's definitely something that you guys had put a lot of your time, your energy, your work into. And you really wanted to achieve that victory. And perhaps maybe you guys have felt like you've been shut out, like it's just not worked for you. Maybe you felt like luck wasn't there for you. Maybe this has definitely been some very financially trying times that you guys have been through. But it looks like things are going to turn in your favor. So just hold tight. Okay, so the focus of the reading is the Four of Coins. So we're very much focused on the finances and our savings account and our financial well-being, our financial self-sufficiency and independence, all of this. So it looks like you guys are working towards building some savings, some wealth. For some of you, this could be about getting a job that will be one that actually helps you to accumulate some wealth. But the focus is most definitely on our finances and gaining more money. You guys want that financial security. Oh, that is nice. So it is clarified by the Knight of Wands. So I love the Knight of Wands because this is a knight that brings us changes. And these changes are always extremely positive. Sometimes it can be a little rough getting to this point, but these changes, any changes that occur under the Knight of Wands energy, will be positive. Now, sometimes these changes can actually present themselves as opportunities. So for some of you, this could be a financial opportunity. For some of you, this could be an opportunity to go traveling. For some of you, this could be an opportunity that this could be pointing towards changing residence. So moving. Some of you could actually move for, say, a job opportunity. That's not going to resonate with all of you, but it's going to resonate with some of you. Now, a lot of times there can be a bit of an unexpected nature to these opportunities that get presented. So it's kind of like we don't see it coming, but, it happens. Sometimes you may think, oh, I bet I know who this opportunity is coming from. And then, boom, it could come from somebody completely different. But this is extremely positive. So you guys are definitely financially focused this month. And it looks like things are definitely going to turn in your favor. Okay, so this would be the recent past. So we have the Hermit. So this is us receiving some sort of information, some advice. Now this advice could be advice that, you've received from your higher mind, your subconscious mind, that inner voice. Or this could be advice that you have received from someone else. Maybe it's advice you received from a friend. Maybe it's advice you received from a family member. Heck, maybe it's advice you received from me. Thankfully, this is in the upright position, so it definitely looks like you guys took the advice. And that's a good thing, because this is wise advice that was given. Okay, so this would be your present. Now, this is going to be a little rough. So we have the Five of Swords. Again, like I said, we got a lot of fives going here, so this is definitely a month of transition for you guys. And like I said, transitions, they tend to be a little rough, but they always lead us somewhere better. The end result is, positive. But going through the transition is, not always perceived as positive. So, now, for the Five of Swords, this can mean many different things for all of you guys. So, first and foremost, with the Five of Swords, I automatically equate deception, betrayals with this card. This can also indicate that there could be a severing of ties, and if that has happened to you, it tends to occur in a very selfish or vicious type of way. There's a little bit of cruelty to it. That's how it feels. Sometimes this card can be about, maybe you're trying to win. And let me just be clear, these can be things that perhaps you're experiencing from other people, and maybe you're the target. Or, maybe for a few of you, you could actually be the perpetrator, so to speak. Don't shoot the messenger, you'll know where you fit in this scenario. So, now, for those who are gung-ho about achieving, a particular victory, you need to be careful, because we don't want to use, bad tactics in order to achieve a victory. Because, karma, we can definitely build that up, and we need to make sure we're doing things for the right reason. Plus, if we were to use deception as a means to gain something, well, inevitably that will come back to us. And then it will end up tarnishing our reputation. Because we always have to pay attention and be careful, because our reputation can definitely be damaged under this type of influence. Now, if you're the one that's being targeted, someone may try to damage your reputation, but don't let them, Don't let them provoke you. Don't let them, provoke you to the point where you almost prove them right. You want to surprise them, so to speak. Because they may expect you to act in a certain way, and maybe take a different route. And that's what they get for thinking. I always tend to associate this card as someone who is trying to cause a problem for you. It's like they don't just want to rock your boat, they want to sink your boat. They're not there to just, shake the boat and the status quo. It's like they want to sink it. They want to take you down. Now, I ain't worried, because I know you guys can definitely take care of yourself. And most of you guys are definitely like, what? I dare ya. But, this is just a warning to be careful. Look out for deception. This can be indicating that, a relationship, this could be a romantic relationship, or this could be a platonic relationship, that comes to an end. And we need to be careful, because sometimes this card can indicate that there could be some issues that are legal that come up. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Just make sure that you're doing the right things, and especially in regards to the legal aspect of things. If you happen to, get served with legal papers, just make sure you do the right thing, because light always wins over dark, if you catch my meaning. If you're doing right, things will be righted for you. It may take time. For some of us, it happens quicker, and for some of us, it takes a little bit longer, but it is always noticed by the universe. But definitely watch out, because this is someone who's trying to cause a problem. I mean, just take a look at this card. You have these two men. They are standing in the water, and they are literally having a fist fight. Not that this is going to be a physical fight at all, so please don't think that. More times than not, especially with the swords, this is a verbal altercation. But, I mean, look, they're duking it out. And the water that they're standing in is representing our emotions. So they are all in their emotions and their feels, and they're literally duking it out. And look at this woman back here. She's just looking at the sunset like not a worry in the world. Who cares? They're back there, duking it out over me, but whatever, kind of heartless, So, yeah, I mean, so somebody's definitely going to get you emotional in some way, shape, or form. And they may want you to react. And that's why I say you need to be careful on how you react. Maybe, because they'll be planning on you to react a particular way. Maybe, especially, for some of you who are experiencing some sort of relationship issues, whether romantic or platonic, maybe you've known these people for a long time. And maybe they know what makes you tick. Maybe they know how you'll react to certain situations. And that's why I say, don't react immediately. React in a different way. Or how about don't react at all? Throw them off guard. Don't give them the power over you. And by you not reacting in the way that they have expected and planned on you reacting, don't give them the satisfaction. Don't do it, because that will get under their skin so much more. Trust me on that. Okay, so it is clarified by the Death card in reverse. So this is definitely a situation that has been trying to come to a natural conclusion. It's trying to come to an end. And here we have someone hanging on. So is it you that's hanging on, or is it the other person? So that's going to be different for every single one of you. So you'll know where you fit in here. Now, the Death card in reverse, if you're the one that's still hanging on to this situation, you need to let go. You need to surrender and just let go, because the more that we hang on to a situation that is no longer working for us, it starts working against us. And then it can actually bring more drama and more opposition. And then it's like a never-ending battle. And then it's one that can end up making us literally sick. So ultimately, we just need to allow this change, this transition to happen. Away with the old, hello new. I mean, for some of you, this card can indicate that there could have been some infidelity, some unfaithfulness. Now, that's only going to resonate with just a few of you, but I have to say it. So, especially if that might be your situation, maybe your significant other could have, cheated on you, or maybe some of you have a friend that you've been friends with for ages, or like a family member. Maybe they betrayed you in some way. Well, this is a card of saying, hey, you need to let that situation, that person go, because they don't have anything else that they can really do for us. As far as our personal development goes, it's time for us to, find new horizons and have that new start. But sometimes, especially with situations like I just brought up, sometimes we need closure. Maybe that's what we're hanging on to the past for. So, if you need to get that closure, please get the closure and let's wrap this situation up, and so it can come to its end. Because when the death card is in reverse, somebody is still clinging to the past, still trying to hang on to the situation that's essentially done. This is an inevitable change. You cannot avoid it. No matter how much you fight it, it's not going away. The only way to make it go away is to allow this change to happen. And that's when things start getting better. And trust me, every time a door closes, a new door opens. So you're going to get a new start. And this is also, going to clear our karmic slate, so to speak. Okay, near future. And this is definitely looking more like, for some of you, this is emotional type of relationships. Not all of them don't have to be romantic. This could be a relationship that is, with a family member or a longtime friend or associate. Okay, so we have the Five of Cups in reverse. So this definitely shows that you've been through a loss and a disappointment with someone that you loved or cared about a lot. Or maybe this could even be about going through a loss and it's like you have a broken dream. So you'll know where you fit in there. But this is definitely a card where, we had to go through a grieving process. Sometimes this can indicate that maybe someone just up and left us. And maybe we were feeling a bit disillusioned. And so there's a natural process where we have to grieve. But thankfully, this is in the reverse position. So it's like we've made our peace with what has happened. And it's like our passion is returning to us. And we are ready to get back out there. We are ready to have fun. We are ready to make new friends. We're ready to go, do whatever we can, whatever is available. If we can travel, yes, whatever it is, it's like our passion is returning. And sometimes it can also indicate that there could be a new love interest that, comes around here pretty soon. That'll resonate with some of you, but not all of you. Okay, so it is clarified by the Ten of Cups. So this definitely tells me that this loss and disappointment was either relationship related or family related. For some of you who are not in a relationship and don't desire to be, you know, then this could indicate maybe you've had a dream that you've been trying to go after for a long time. And maybe things just kind of came crashing down and then you felt really disillusioned and felt like, you know, it's never going to happen. Well, then if that happens to be resonating with you, then this could be indicating that contentment, that happily ever after type of contentment that we were after, we went through that loss and that disappointment, but we're getting better. So our passion is returning. For some of you, this is going to indicate that you do have a new love interest. And for, you know, only for a very few of you, this is definitely going to indicate that this new love interest is someone that you want to develop a deeper relationship with. Maybe you want your happily ever after with them. Maybe that's a potential thought. Okay, so this would be the attitude position. So we have the Nine of Wands. I am so used to seeing this upright for Aries. So it's in the reverse this time, though. So, and I can get it because you guys have definitely been through quite a bit, especially right here in the present. So it looks like this situation here is the one that's definitely got you feeling a bit down. For some of you, this could indicate that, you know, you've been standing strong, standing your ground, defending, you know, your beliefs, your values, yourself, your family, your friends, whatever it may be, your relationships. Sometimes this can be like we're having a really defensive type of attitude. But you know that I kind of associate being a bit defensive with Aries energy. And I ain't mad at y'all. I got Mars conjunct my ascendant, so I identify with that. So, but with this being in the reverse, this definitely indicates it's like you guys could be potentially feeling like you're wore down. Maybe you feel mentally wore down. Maybe you might be feeling emotionally or physically wore down. And ultimately, you know, this is where we need to take a step back, give ourselves a break. It's okay to take a break, Aries. You know, you need to take this break and try to take a step back and look at things objectively. You know, this very thing that we've been fighting for, is this what we really want? Is this what's going to really make us feel complete? Is this what's going to really make us happy? But ultimately, we need to take a break, because if we do not, this is where we can end up falling a bit ill, you know? So we don't need to be getting any colds or flu bugs or anything of that nature. So when your body starts feeling fatigued, take that break. Don't push yourself beyond the brink, because under this type of energy, it's like we're pushing. But ultimately, we need to take that break. We need it. Okay, so this is how other people see you. So we have the Three of Cups. This is a fabulous card. So this is the card of, you know, good food, good friends. We are celebrating party time. So it's like we have a reason to celebrate, you know? So I'm finding this particular part very, very positive. It kind of seems like, you know, a roller coaster where it's like, yeah, we got some good, and it's kind of negative, some good, some negative, but, you know, hey, it is life, you know, so, but hey, this definitely shows, you know, people are looking at you like you got a reason to celebrate. For some of you, you know, this could simply be, you know, maybe you got a family reunion coming up. Maybe you got a reunion with some old friends coming up. Maybe there's, maybe even a wedding that you might be attending where you'll be in contact with some of your friends. Maybe this is you getting this opportunity or this new, job, whatever it may be. And you have a reason to celebrate. Maybe it's getting out of a relationship that's been, driving you nuts. Who knows? It's going to be different for all of you. But it's like we have a reason to celebrate. And typically, friendships are definitely a highlight. So, yeah, it's like, let's kick back, let's have fun. This makes a lot of sense. So the passion's back. It's party time. So sorry, I'm like getting excited for you guys. Let's party, shoot. Okay, so here we have hopes, fears. This can also give us some information, from our subconscious mind. So we have the Hierophant, which is a number 5 card yet again. So yeah, lots of fives here. But the Hierophant card is a card where we're conforming. The Hierophant is about what is traditional, what is orthodox, what is conventional. It is also a card of conforming and falling into line. Sometimes we have to fall in line for the better of all, so to speak. Sometimes we have to fall into line, in order to say, have the job we want. Well, we're going to have to follow the rules, so that's kind of like conforming, falling into line. We got to follow that set of rules, whether we like it or not. We want to keep our job, we got to. So, and for some of you, you might be having, thoughts, thinking about a relationship of a romantic nature. Some of you could even be thinking about school and potentially going and getting some more education. Some of you could even be potentially thinking about something along the lines with the church. Maybe some of you might be considering doing some community volunteer type of work around the church. Missionaries, that's the word I was looking for. The Hierophant is also a card where it's like we're trading a service for a fee or for a trade. So it can be like a barter, exchanging of money for a service type of thing. So okay, so the final outcome is the Magician. So this is a good card. So right off the bat, I just want to say this is a card of actually manifesting. So we could potentially be manifesting, our financial security or a job that can actually provide us with it, whatever it may be. Maybe we're manifesting that job to happen for us. For some of you, this card could be indicating that maybe you have discovered that you have a set of skills or a particular ability that you can, financially profit off of. This is also having that confidence and that belief in yourself. It's also, indicating that we do have the correct use of our abilities and our skill set, and we're using them and applying them in a positive way. So it's very good that the Magician is in the upright position. So, what is it that you want? Because this right here is saying, hey, you can have it. You just got to believe, ask, believe, and receive, So So it is clarified by the Ten of Swords. So it's like we've been through a pretty crummy situation. Definitely pointing towards these. We've been through a situation that was very, very difficult. It was an ending. And we are now finally able to see that the sun is in fact coming out. And our hope is returning to us. Things are getting better day by day. So this is definitely an end to a karmic type of situation. So for some, it's like, don't expect, extreme fortune, overnight. But this is definitely one of those cards that shows that we're getting better and that things are happening for us. Things are getting better day by day by day. And our karmic slate is clean. This karmic situation has come to an end as it needed to. And now we get this new start. And sometimes maybe going through such a hurtful situation. Sometimes it's a depressing situation. Sometimes it's many different things, but it's not an easy situation to go through. But you've already been through it. And it's like now you know that things are getting better. It's like that darkness has lifted. Perhaps maybe you felt stabbed in the back, betrayed by someone. But you're healing from it. You're getting better. You're getting your new start. And perhaps by going through that situation, maybe it caused you to look inward. And maybe you realized, oh, wait, I can do this. Or I could do that. Or I never realized I could do that. For some of you, maybe you don't realize you have some creative type of skill or ability. If you don't know of any skills or abilities that you have, then you need to, take a look within, be introspective, because you do have some skills and abilities that can help you, especially in regards to your finances. They're there. You just need to quiet the mind. Most of you are going to know automatically what this is. But again, this is a card of manifestation as well. So like I said, ask, believe, receive. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty hype. I'm glad for you guys because it's like, whew. It looks like it's been pretty rough. Okay, so for the bottom of the deck, we get the Emperor. So this is the Aries card. So this is that card where we are stepping into a position of authority. We are taking control of a situation, taking control of our life. Just in general, taking control. We're an authority. Stepping into our own personal power. Okay, so I had two cards fall out to clarify. First one is the Two of Coins. So this is definitely indicating that there is some juggling, multitasking going on, especially regarding finances. Maybe you're juggling multiple jobs or, your work life, and then maybe you got a situation going on, in your personal life or your home life or whatever it may be. And you just need to make sure you maintain that juggling act, so to speak. Sometimes we can hear some news that can be a bit upsetting, disappointing, off-putting. Don't allow it to cause you to lose your balance, okay? And to me, it seems like the news that may come in is somebody may be like, hey, I'm going to compete with you, or I'm going to get this before you do. Well, you know what? This is a card of, competition in personal matters or business matters. But you know what? When it's in the reverse, they're all talk. They're all talk. All bark, no bite. They just hype themselves up and they ain't got what it takes. So you know what? Just hang tight. Keep doing your juggling act. Don't let any type of person that, tries to compete with you or something, don't let them upset you. Don't let them cause you to lose your balance or get, overly nervous. Just keep juggling and maintaining and doing what you do. And in no time, you're going to find yourself in some sort of position of authority or finding that personal power. Either way, I'm super happy for you guys. You guys deserve this. Whew, it's about time. And, whoever this is that's trying to cause a problem for you, it could be this person. But I'm going to say don't worry about it at all. Because like I said, they're all bark and no bite. They may be mean. And they may cause you some problems. But don't let it cause you to overreact. Don't let them move you, Don't give them what they want. Because you don't have to react. Especially if they're, planning how they want you to react. Don't give them that. Because it shows that no matter what, you guys can make it through. Because that competition is nowhere near as strong. Sometimes that can be about like a threat. Kind of like a threat, being said to us. Let them go, Let the people show their true colors and who they really are, because then you know who to remove out of your life and who doesn't need to be around you anymore. Because y'all deserve the best. And if somebody's going to be nasty towards you and underhanded and trying to cause problems for you or lying to you, hey, they need to find a door and go, You don't need that. You don't need that. All right, keep your head up, Aries. Y'all are going to make it. Like I said, this is good. This is real good. And hey, party time, party time. Things are turning in your favor, so get ready, you guys. I love you. I'm sending you blessings of healing, prosperity, and love.